Hi everyone, just thought I would do a video of my thoughts and my memories of Mittens and Jinx. Larry had asked after Mittens had passed a couple weeks ago if I wanted to say anything in a video, and I just didn't have any thoughts or didn't want to say anything just then. Still not really sure what to say, but I think kind of wanted to share my memories of her. When I first met Larry, I wasn't a cat person. They just weren't for me. I was a dog person, and I think I was a little allergic to cats when I was younger. I don't know if I got an immunity to the allergy later on, but yeah, just cats weren't a thing for me. And when I first met Larry, of course, I knew he had the two cats, saw them in all his videos, and didn't think anything of it. Met them and sort of thought they were like cute little things. Like they really were. They were, you know, they're cute on camera, but in person they're just so much cuter. And I thought, like, well, I kind of like these little cats. They're sweet and had such nice personalities. Mittens, though, really was the sweetest cat. She was so gentle and loving, and I don't know how to explain it really, but you know, everyone thinks their cat or their dog is the best, right? But she sort of had like a little sort of sparkle in her eye, and she had something about her that you kind of thought she knew what was going on, and she was aware of how you were feeling. You know, if you were kind of feeling down, or she'd know when to come and sit on your lap. And you know, Jinx didn't really care so much. You know, I would come in to visit Larry, and I'd walk in through the door, and every time I come in, you know, wherever she was, you know, they would say, "Here's Mollie," and she would, you know, meow, like every time. It was just, he has on camera a lot, and you know, Jinx would just either keep sleeping or just look at me. She didn't care. Mittens was my little kitchen cooker buddy. She would be always, every time I go into the kitchen, I'd hear her land on the floor, and she'd come and join me. And there'd be times when that would be annoying, like, oh, here comes Mittens, right, because she'd want a treat, or she'd just be by my feet meowing at me, and you'd think, what do you want, you know? But now it's so, you know, quiet in the kitchen, and you just, when I first came after she had passed away and went to the kitchen, I was, you know, my reaction was to listen to that for her, and it was just such an empty feeling. And you know, like Larry has said, sometimes your animals and your pets can annoy you, but then when they're not here to annoy you, you want them here to annoy you, you know. So, you know, I remember, you know, in the morning, every morning too, they would be by Larry's door. He'd close the door to the bedroom, and every morning, like really early, they'd be up at the doors meowing, meowing, meowing. And that drove me nuts. I'd be like, they don't need food. They have dry food and water. Like, you don't have to get up whenever they tell you to get up. Like, I guess that's common with cats that they do this, but it bothered me. And I was saying, Larry, I don't like that. But he would get up. He was just like, it was routine for him. And those cats were such routine for him. And he loved to take care of them and loved to do all those things. And you know, there'd be times when we'd be sleeping, and I'd think, well, I'll get up and I'll feed them so he can keep sleeping. And so I get out and I'd give them their wet food and stay out in the living room here. And they'd still be at his door meowing things. And I remember I'd go down the hallway and I'd go, get out of the way of the door, you know, like he's sleeping. But they'd look at me, and I always said to Larry, would joke, I'd say, you know, they'd be looking at me thinking, like, you're not my mom. Like you're not, get out of here. Like, who are you to tell me what to do? But they were funny. I think they just wanted him up. It wasn't even the food. It was like, is he okay? Get up, start the day, like, let's go. And she's not good enough, you know, we want you up too. So they're funny like that. And you know, they were Larry's best friends. They were his companions, and been through so much with him, and his everyday, like I said, his routine. And I know he's really struggling. He's missing them a lot. When Jinx passed away, he still had Mittens, and then the memories of Jinx and Mittens, but he still had Mittens and someone to be with him, and now they're both gone, and it's just very empty for him. And he's such a giver. He loves to take care of things, and he loves to have a routine, and he loves to give love. He really does. Like, he gave those cats more love than I've ever seen anyone give a pet. And we joke because I always said that sometimes I'd be jealous about it because, you know, he would give them so, like, we would stop whatever we were doing to go over to the window or the cat bed or wherever they were, and he'd talk to them and, you know, stroke them and tell them how much he loved them just from the moment I met him. Or I'd hear him say, you know, like, where's my baby? And I'd say, oh, I'm over here. And he'd say, like, not you. Like, he was looking for the cats. So it was always, I always thought, like, man, they are lucky to have him, and he knows he was lucky to have them too. So they were just so lucky to have each other. And I'm glad that he did have them, but it's always never long enough, right? So, and I think it just seems like it was quick between losing Jinx and then losing Mittens for him, and never wants him to get another cat, and I know he wants to. I think he's almost tempted to get one now, but you just can't. He's got to go through the grief of losing Mittens now, and then he will get another cat. You know, I always told Larry too, I think they're just so beautiful, both of them. They're both so different looking, but like, you know, Mittens with polydactyl, she had the 4 paws on each, 4 pads on each paw. But just the colorings of her, and Jinx's little grumpy little baby face. She had like a baby face, but it was grumpy. And you know, Larry said how sweet she was and how he could pick Jinx up and cuddle her. So Jinx wouldn't let me pick her up. You know, Jinx would barely look at me. But then it'd be the odd time, you know, when Jinx would kind of come over and give me a little meow and look at me. And I remember one time she sat on my lap and it was kind of like, what? Because she, you know, but she was warming to me, you know. But she was still leery of me. You know, it's like, who is this woman? What's her game, right? Mittens would never let me pick her up. Larry was never able to pick her up either. You'd pick her up and she'd squirm out of your hands. But I know it, by the end, she was a little bit weak. Well, she was weaker and in discomfort. And Larry was able to hold her. I know that felt special to him, that he was able to give her comfort and hold her like he'd never been able to before. So she kind of surrendered to being held. I think maybe it comforted her too. I think you just missed that. Because Mittens was so aware, alert of who I was, and she knew me so well, and it was a little relationship we had that you think if Larry got another cat, you know, it's kind of like it's not the same. You want that relationship you had with your cat. I know you'll still love another cat, and you'll love another pet. You just got to get through that. Larry loved sharing the cats as well. He just loved to share them on social media and include them in his channel, and he was so proud of them. He'd have them in, you know, so many pictures and include them, like I said, in videos and use them for videos. Again, he was so proud to show them off, and they were like his buddies and his YouTube co-stars, and he misses that too. It's just, I know he's also been looking through a lot of those photos and videos recently, and he looks back, you know, just misses them. They were little personalities too, and he loved, you know, he loves goofing around with those, and they had.
Yes, I do.
You were such a jerk because you weren't supposed to hear any of that.
I didn't hear what you were saying, baby.
You were not listening to what I was saying.
No, I wasn't. No. Because of the air conditioner.
I do the same reaction every time.
Hi, everybody.
You didn't hear what I was saying?
No, I didn't. I
was saying how you're
promise.
so proud of the girls and
Oh,
you
yeah.
have to show them off.
Well, I should not have interrupted you.
I know. I was being nice.
I know my viewers. Have you ever seen me upside down? I've got big nostrils. I should trim my nose hairs.
And I was saying how proud you were of your girls, but you don't care about me that much.
Okay.
No, I'm done now.
Are you done?
Yeah.
Say goodbye to everybody.
I'm done now.
Yeah, well, I'm done.
That's the way to end it.
Yeah.
Say bye-bye.